All right, so the Knicks made it official today with the official signings of Jordan Clarkson. Today is Monday. What's the date? July 7th. It was obviously leaked, or I mean, it got through Twitter and through the I don't know, back channels. I don't know. This was determined like 7 days ago, but they couldn't make it official until the moratorium was over. So Jordan Clarkson and Yabusele will join the bench that was very weak last year. I actually should have something like. Let me actually look to see the official potential rotation. Let us see the depth chart here. All right, so I mean, officially the Knicks will have the same starting five they had last year, give or take, depending on if Mike Brown determines that he wants a big lineup with Mitchell Robinson in there, or if he wants a smaller lineup with Deuce starting. I think Clarkson is guaranteed to come off the bench, but essentially you'll have Jalen Brunson, OG, McCall, Josh Hart, and Karl Anthony Towns. Let's just say this for now, that they bring back the same lineup. The bench would be Miles McBride, Jordan Clarkson, Yabusele, Mitchell Robinson. Mike Brown is going to have a lot of options here. We saw with Sacramento, he put Sabonis in that high post and was able to have him pass. And Cat likes to make those passes. He's obviously going to have to put a few wrinkles in there because Sabonis is not a great shooter. You don't want to leave him open per se, but it's not like, I mean, if you had one shooter on that team for the Kings that you would want to leave open from three, it would be Sabonis, but he can knock them down. But Cat is obviously a higher, more effective shooter, so there will be more wrinkles in there. Yabusele was great last year off the bench in Philly. He actually spaces the floor better. Maybe he starts and you put Josh off the bench. I think Josh is better off the bench, to be honest with you. He's getting up there with all those minutes, and it doesn't happen when Tibbs is the head coach, but typically after Tibbs leaves, players tend to break down. Josh might be better suited to come off the bench with all those minutes. McCall only had to deal with that for 1 year. Jalen never really played crazy minutes. I think he was at 35 at the most. And Cat obviously has been playing a lot of minutes. Jordan Clarkson also brings a level of ball handling and shot creation. He's a little bit of a nut. Somebody said it reminded them of J.R. Smith, which I can see. So Jordan Clarkson will be a very interesting wrinkle. Him and Deuce is a pretty undersized backcourt. So maybe you put them two with Mitch to back up. You put Josh and Yabusele, and that is your five-man off-the-bench rotation so that they can cover up for those small guards. There's going to be a lot more motion in the offense with Mike Brown. It is going to be a lot more shooting threes. We've seen his practices. His teams typically are either very good defensively or very good offensively. The Kings were a very good offensive team. I think they were number one. So that should be interesting. The Knicks were not the best towards the end of the year. And in the playoffs, the offense bogged down to Cat, your turn, Jalen, your turn. So it will be interesting to see how the motion offense switches. Again, in the playoffs, it's a lot of one-on-one basketball. You don't want to lose that part of your identity, despite you want more movement, but in the fourth quarter, at the end of shot clocks, you want to give the ball to Jalen and or Cat and clear out of the way. So we'll see if Mike Brown does that. You don't want to just change everything. You want to make sure that your strengths are your strengths, and Jalen Brunson arguably is the best one-on-one player in the NBA. Maybe obviously Shea or Luka or somebody else like that can be in that argument. Anthony Edwards perhaps, but he's definitely in the top 5 one-on-one players in the NBA. So you want to lean into their strengths. Some coaches like to come into a new situation and demand the team plays the way he likes to play. And this could be a Don Nelson. This could be a Mike D'Antoni. There's very few players that adjust to the players that they have. I think Mike Brown is going to be amiable to use what he has, add little wrinkles, but for the most part, keep their strengths their strengths. I would like to see more pick and rolls with Karl Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson at the top of the key. That would be great. I would like to see Deuce starting because his defense and his annoyance on the backcourt leads to less penetrations by their star player, whether it's Steph Curry whether it's SGA, he is going to get in their side. He is going to annoy them. So I think he would be great to start over Josh Hart, but we will see how that goes. As far as Mike Brown's resume, he has 4 championships as an assistant coach. Tibbs only had 1 with the Celtics. Tibbs is fine. Tibbs was, there was a Derrick Rose interview for some reason, or it looked like a press conference, and he said he spoke to him and he seems in good spirits and he seems fine. And Tibbs is 67 years old, so he's getting on there in age. After a while, your style becomes antiquated and the players start to tune you out. So there's that. But overall, it was a firing that had to happen as regards to Tibbs. Multiple players, and I would say Mikal Bridges and Deuce McBride are the forefront, saying that they did not like to play for him. And one even said, and I would venture to guess that was Mikal, I would prefer not to play next year if Tibbs is back. So Jim Dolan, the owner, made a decision to make a change. It is a lot of pressure for Mike Brown. I think he's probably one of the only coaches out there that could deal with this type of pressure in New York. It is championship or bust. Because if you fire your previous head coach that brings you to the Eastern Conference Finals and you lose in the second round, that is going to look very bad. And I would venture to guess if Mike Brown loses even before the Eastern Conference Finals, he will get fired. Jim Dolan will pay 10 coaches until he gets the right one as far as he's concerned. So that's going to be that. As far as the East is very weakened. The Pacers will not have Halliburton for the whole year because of that Achilles. Jason Tatum, the same thing, and Damian Lillard, the same thing. So you're going to have 3 major players and 3 major teams, because now the Bucks had to waive and stretch Damian Lillard. So who knows where he goes, but it won't be anywhere next year. But you're going to have 3 major obstacles out of your way next year. So now you think about maybe Atlanta, you think about maybe Orlando potentially rising up. The Cavs are going to want to get their lick back. They're going to want to go to the finals. So, I mean, I think those are the only obstacles in the East, and a very weakened, what they called it, a JV East, in comparison to the West, which is absolutely stacked and nuts. It's going to be insane in the West. Whoever gets out of there, it's going to be sharp as a blade.